Hey guys, ShadowDarkrai here. So E3 has just finished. Well, I think it's the last day today, or it's just finished already. Me and DGGrevolution are gonna talk about this and see what we liked, what we hated, and just generally talk about why this is a decent E3. Say hi.
Um,
Okay, that was your hi. Okay, that was a good hi. It's like
nah.
it's like you're this very awkward like employee at like a Walmart or something, and you're just like, and somebody says, "Hi, excuse me, do you know where this is?"
No, I don't, Jill.
No, I don't want to talk. Anyway, so obviously we're going to be talking about all the press conferences. Travis has done his own personal thoughts, so just go over into his shit channel. It's in the description.
All right, I think you should calm down.
I think I should. Anyway, let's start with the first conference of E3, which was EA, and it wasn't really that good, personally.
Well, you suck.
Well, no, I don't, but...
I actually liked EA's press conference. First of all, the list of the games was Titanfall 2, Madden, FIFA 17, and then Battlefield 1. So that was the games list. And then they talked about some EA Play stuff.
Yeah. So I think the first thing we want to have a little talk about is probably the only thing you want to. Yeah, that's what I was getting into. I was saying one of the only two games we cared about, which was Titanfall 2. That looks absolutely fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, the new Titanfall. There was actually a lot of grappling hooks this E3. There was Recore. I think Horizon had one technically. There was a couple other ones, but Titanfall is getting a grappling hook, which is cool. Oh yeah, Infinite Warfare too.
Yeah.
So the multiplayer doesn't look that much change. It still looks the same level of hecticness, which I like the original, so I don't have that much of a problem. But there's also a story mode.
Yeah, that's something that they missed out from the last game, which I'm quite surprised they did, actually. I kind of think they should have really put one in the last game, at least, to put a bit more variety in there.
Technically, there was a story mode. There was a story, but it was like up in the left corner where they were talking like, you can't force protocols on the rebels. You can't do this thing, blah blah blah. They were doing that thing, but you were never paying attention, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. I knew like even like most multiplayer shooters would usually have some sort of background story to it. I mean, I'm pretty sure even Quake has like a story, but we'll get into Quake later.
Yeah, I'm excited for the story mode because it's just a guy and his robot.
Yeah, it's not like they've done that story before. Anyway,
Hey, listen. Shut up.
No, I don't care. I'm still gonna say Titanfall 2 is gonna be just a humongous
watch
improvement.
my latest real video, Rebellion Stories Are Boring. Check it out on the down in the description below of this video. Down in the description below of the Rebellion Story video.
Yes, I embedded the video in the description. You can watch it now in the description.
The whole thing.
Yeah, just read the you're reading the novelization of his entire video in the description right now, and no,
I can just copy and paste the script for you, just at the bottom of the description.
I don't see why not. Anyway, next up was they showed off this was a part of EA's bullshit where they basically said that they were going to show off gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda, but instead they showed a devlog of it like they did with Battlefront last year.
Well, I won't of Battlefront, but they did something a lot smarter than they did that one E3. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 2014. They mixed in some dev diaries, but they did mix in some actual gameplay. So I didn't find it that off-putting. So I was all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing, I think it was just, they did technically show a bit of gameplay in it, actually, but it was about like 2 seconds.
I actually completely forgot they showed Andromeda. I did the EA video. I was like, oh, there's 5 primary games. I mean, even at the beginning of this video, I did. Oh, there's 5 primary games to show, and then you were talking. Oh, and then they showed a little bit of Andromeda, and I was like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it was just so little of that it just really nobody noticed. Anyway, other than that, they showed off some of the yes, I know I'm skipping the sports games, but fuck sports. Basically they after showed a bit of the new model for some of the future Star Wars games.
Did
like
they?
stuff. Yeah, they showed off and talked about some stuff about Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is obviously being made by DICE with Motive.
I probably should have had a highlights page when I did that EA video.
The new Visceral Games Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And
the fucking 2018 announcement.
Oh yeah, and the Respawn Entertainment and the Respawn Entertainment Star Wars game, and if I remember correctly, one of the people from Uncharted's doing one of the Star Wars games.
Yeah, Amy Hennig.
Oh yeah.
She was working on Uncharted, and then she left for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. It's quite strange. And after that we to close off the show, we get the COD killer itself, Battlefield 1.
No.
I can't.
No.
I can't wait for that game.
No,
Yeah,
it's not the COD killer. Shut the fuck up.
It's
the
going
rest
to.
of the goddamn internet.
It's going to. Look at it.
No, it is not. Shut up.
We're supposed to be having a diplomatic.
Sit in your corner.
We're supposed to be having a nice conversation about E3,
Shut
and we
up.
Please calm down, Danny.
I did see some of the Battlefield 1 stuff, some of the snippets of the Hour 1 gameplay, and it does look pretty cool with the biplane going through and the blimp. I don't know how the blimps are going to control, but the flying does look interesting, and on the ground, it just, besides the time slip, it's kind of Battlefield.
Yeah,
Kind of is.
I don't know. It's just something different about this makes it look just really good. I don't know what it is necessarily.
That's called following the crowd. I think that's the effect of.
I think
you're talking about.
I think it's called shutting the fuck up, sir. But I want to talk about one of the a slight sort of meme that decided to pop up throughout E3 this year, and that is Snoop Dogg smoking a blunt while playing Star Wars Battlefront. That's all about.
Didn't see that.
Didn't you? After the conference, there was a little thing where they got like a whole bunch of celebrities to play Battlefield 1. I said Star Wars Battlefront earlier, but fuck it. Anyway, then after that, it showed Snoop Dogg playing the game while just smoking a joint.
That's pretty cool.
He was just playing Battlefront while smoking a joint, and the internet exploded over that.
Okay. I didn't even see that.
And after that, at about 7, and that was basically the EA conference. It was all right.
You skipped a game.
Oh yeah, FE, yeah.
Fee, that looks pretty cool.
Fee looks
It
all
looks
pretty
like
good.
it's funny because one guy I talked to in a group, it was in a group, and one guy happened to have this where he pasted the Fee trailer, and he said it kind of looks like an Ori ripoff in my opinion. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, well, it kind of, the main character kind of looks like Ori. And I was like, yeah, maybe if he was cursed in Dark Souls 3, but
In fact,
because when you get cursed in that game, there are spikes that shoot out, and it doesn't matter. So the game does look interesting. The song aspect is a little weird because that's kind of been a Journey thing, but I kind of like this art style a little bit more.
in fact, for some reason, when I was watching it, I know it has nothing to do with it, but for some like strange like fucking reason, this game reminded me of Journey for some reason. I don't know why, but
Probably the song aspect.
yeah,
And the way that the song radiates out like a radius.
yeah.
And then affects other things in the environment. There are a couple Journey-looking mechanics.
And this is from the same fucking idiot from me who still hasn't actually played Journey yet, and I don't know how I haven't. Anyway, now that I'm
Journey when it first came out. Journey when it first came out was pretty cool, but now that I've actually looked at it from a critical eye, it's not really that special.
I just
a whole lot to it.
I know,
The game that I say is beautiful, emotional, and has an actual game to it, it's probably Ori. I think Ori's a lot better than Journey when it comes to that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just need to play it myself so I know what my opinion on it is.
Okay.
Anyway, aside from the 2 sports games no one cares, that's it really for them.
Also, FIFA 17 for some reason has a story.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does have a story, yeah.
That's an interesting aspect to a sports game. I find it weird that they haven't had that before. Well, they might have had that before, but I don't remember.
Apparently as well, the single player is going to have like the campaign is going to have sort of a Mass Effect styled speech wheel as well.
Weird.
And so this is just going to divulge into a plot. This is a football game that's going to divulge into a plot about the Reapers.
What can you tell me about the Reapers?
We're in a
what
stadium.
Can you tell me about England?
What can you tell me? What can you? Fuck's sake.
Dude, all I know about European football is from Flushed Away.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
All I remember was the fat rats like, dog, Gemini, you blondie boy, boo boo.
I don't think they said
sausage at the TV.
So anyway, on to the Bethesda conference. So yeah, after the that one at about 7 PST and about 3 a.m. British Standard, which I didn't stay up for because I like sleep. Bethesda showed up a conference that a conference that was alright. It was an alright conference. It wasn't like the last year's conference where they pretty much blew everyone away. It was sort of like a more reserved one, but still good.
It had a couple decent reveals, some decent gameplay, and the one that I'm obviously most excited for, but I'll wait for that when we get to it.
Yeah, definitely. So through starting off the conference, they started off with a little load up thing, based on a DOS system, I think it was,
Guys,
where they
wait, hold on.
Okay.
Let's talk about the most amazing game of all E3 really. Elder Scrolls Legends.
Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls Legends. Yeah, I'm really excited for Hearthstone. It's a
Yeah, me too. It was a pretty interesting move, but
yeah, I thought Hearthstone was a game made by Blizzard, but it's apparently Bethesda making it now.
Yeah. And
Anyway,
fucking CD Projekt Red too, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this. They actually so we're going to talk about Quake Champions first, but before we do, some people noted that during the sort of DOS style load up, there was a very subtle hint that they could be making that about to a new Wolfenstein game.
I did see that for a split second. I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah, because I mean, most people noticed it was below the other games in the other series, like Old Blood and New Order and all that. So that might possibly be the new Wolfenstein game, but they probably won't release it for a while. Anyway, so Quake Champions, I don't know about that. I mean, it looks good. The trailer looks exciting, but I really have no connection to Quake at all, really. So
me neither. I've never played Quake, so there really isn't anything we can go off of besides the trailer, which is CG.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'll get onto this with the Sony conference, but this was something that was announced off stage at E3, which is quite exciting for me because for anyone, if they're a huge fan of like anime and a big fan of the Warriors games. But I'll get into that later. Okay. I'll just get into this now. Basically, off stage, in a short trailer, Temco Koei revealed that they're making a Dynasty Warriors style game based on Berserk.
Oh, I haven't seen Berserk. Who cares? Anyway, Bethesda conference.
Yeah, that. You're nice, aren't you?
I don't give a shit about Berserk.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, on to Quake. It was a short trailer, but it was still nice to see that this, this old like classic is basically coming back. But one thing that's worrying me is, I remember Quake. If I remember correctly, didn't Quake have a story like Doom style story mode to it? Like a classic
I don't
Doom?
know. That was kind of the thing where I always thought Doom and Quake were pretty similar, even though I had never played either of them. I figured Quake was kind of like the next Doom when it first came out. So I find it a little strange that they're making another Quake right after they made a new Doom, which the new Doom is fantastic. But then making a new Quake right after that is a little weird.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really reveal like when it's coming out, because I assume it's going to be something like 2018, like early 2018 or something.
Oh no, it's probably 2017. They're not EA where they announce, oh yeah, by the way, we're making a game gonna come out in 2018. Just thought we'd let you know right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we already touched on EA deciding to announce a game and then announcing, oh, by BTW, it's coming out in 2 years' time. Have fun, dickheads. But yeah, and after that, I mean, I know Travis probably doesn't care, but they revealed some stuff about the Fallout 4 DLC.
No, I played Fallout 4 again when it was free for a little bit. But you heard about that, right?
What about the DLC?
No, Fallout 4 was free for a little bit.
Oh, was it?
It was a glitch. People who pre-ordered Forza Motorsport 6, I think, were gonna get Fallout 4 for free. The problem is, what happened with the store, they made Fallout 4 for free just in general. So what happened was a lot of people downloaded it, but then Bethesda was able to make the copy that people downloaded not work. So the same thing with me. So I did download it again, and I did play it a little bit more, and I'm more interested in it. So yeah, I'm interested in Fallout 4.
That's a hilarious glitch, though.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, basically the DLC that they revealed was two workshop DLCs, which I'm quite excited for, and a new big DLC in the level of Far Harbor again. So basically, the Contraptions DLC is basically just going to be some little machines and objects, sort of like a Rube Goldberg machine as well.
Yeah.
Probably the most interesting one for me is the Vault Tech Workshop DLC, where you can basically build your own vault.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of weirded out by creation methods in games because I was never able to figure it out in a timely manner. So I always kind of dropped them. But I don't know. Yeah,
creation methods are basically my. It's probably like if anything is creation in a game, then I'm gonna buy it because I love creating in games. Like, I've spent more time in the Fallout 4 creation and like tools than I have actually playing the game. And the next up was Nuka World, basically.
Oh yeah.
Or sort of on the level with Far Harbor. I'm not very sure what the story's gonna be for it yet, if I remember correctly, but basically, here's a story here. Basically, it's going to be a sort of a huge, like, amusement park, like, area, which is basically ruled by, like, raiders and such. And
Okay.
somebody's phoning the home phone downstairs, but it's probably just a Nigerian prince scam call, right? We get those.
Whoa!
We get those.
Be careful. You might get a little racist here.
I ain't gonna get racist, Joe. I will.
You remember that where they had to change one of the Sony commercials because it said like something about the Nigerian.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Scam.
I remember that was a Kevin.
To change it because Nigerians got offended.
Oh yeah, that was a Kevin Butler one, wasn't it?
Yeah, those filthy Nigerians.
Whoa!
What?
Dude. Calm down there, bro.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. Then after that, Bethesda, like most people predicted, announced that they were going to be doing a remaster for the Elder Scrolls Skyrim for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
That I'm pretty excited for because I have Skyrim on PC, but I only got to a certain point, then it glitched, and then I couldn't advance. And without going to a previous save, which was an hour beforehand, I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I do want to play the game again. I just hope that they fix the glitches.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I'm sure they probably will build more glitches up in there. Actually, to be honest, but
I wonder if the bucket method would still work.
I wonder if the Giants glitch will still work.
I don't know.
I hope they do, because that's not a glitch, it's a feature.
We need to talk about this. Also, well, actually, first of all, you skipped something. Fallout Shelter is actually coming to PC.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
excited for that. I wanted to play Shelter on, but my mobile devices aren't good enough, so now it's coming to PC. Excited for that. Anyway, back to Skyrim. Skyrim Remastered coming. It does look prettier, does look more interesting, but the most important part is they're making it mod compatible.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get Randy Savage dragons.
Yeah. I want those Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Give me all of that Savage, man. Also, and after that, they basically re-revealed Prey 2 as basically a reboot.
Yeah. It's one of those another Quake thing where it's like there's not much to go off of.
But the trailer at the start confused me a bit. Then I thought it was going to be some sort of like real like psychological shit or something. But
that's what I thought too, and then it got interesting. So I'm thankful for that, because psychological stuff now is kind of the same thing. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. And after that, they revealed basically some stuff about the new Doom game, about like the DLC and all of that.
Yeah.
And it looks alright. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but I probably will, depending on like the price of them singly.
Yeah.
And then after, there's Travis's favorite game.
What game is that?
Dishonored 2.
What game is that? What game is that?
Dishonored 2.
Sorry, I overreacted.
Rip Hearing 2016. Right. Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Travis, do you want to go?
Get out of the original.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go on your thoughts on it?
Yes, I loved it. All right. So Dishonored 2 is going to be set in a different city. It's not going to be set in Dunwall. And actually, the beginning is going to be set in Dunwall. Then you move to a new city. The new city looks interesting. It's like a mix of a steampunk Mediterranean. I really like the look of this city. Also, they showed off some skills of Emily. They didn't show off any skills of Corvo. I wish they would have done that. But they showed off some skills of Emily, like the shadow walk, the domino effect. A lot of powers I'm going to have a lot of fun with. Mesmerize, stuff like that. The graphics don't look too much improved, besides general textures and lighting effects, but sometimes that's all you need. But it looks like they also changed the verticality of the levels, which I'm interested in, because that was always kind of the thing with Dishonored. The horizontal levels were always some sort of difficulty. They're always focused on that way of difficulty, but if you figured out how to traverse vertically, you could bypass so many things. So I hope they fix that issue with this. Also, the guards can climb, which scares me. I don't like it when guards can climb, because that means they can get me on rooftops. They did the same thing in Syndicate. That freaked me out. AC Syndicate. What else? Corvo is going to be fully voiced by the same guy who did Garrett in Thief. They have a couple other A-list actors, as they did in the first game. I'm not too sure what the story is, but yeah, I'm excited for it.
Basically, they did actually talk about the story a little bit, but they didn't really talk about it in like too much detail. what they basically just said was is the fact that basically you saw the trailer obviously at the conference blatantly, so you don't mind me talking about the thing anyway. Basically they did mention that in this game Emily's now the Empress in the game.
Yeah, well, she was the Empress at the end of the first game.
Oh yeah. It's about 15 years later, and as it basically is, somebody's trying to basically take the throne from you, and but basically there's not really much known about the story yet, but they did touch on it.
Okay. I hope they keep the same level of non-lethal tactics where you could bypass. You wouldn't have to kill any enemy, and you can get through everything without getting an alert. Because that was the fun of the original, going through that game. Also, one thing I want in the sequel that was not in the original, I want some sort of indicator whether I have killed someone by accident or I have been seen without me noticing, because that was the most frustrating thing doing a non-lethal ghost run, and like, I don't think I got seen by anyone. I'll go through, and then you go through, you get the end level result, and you killed someone somehow, and you got seen somewhere. So that was kind of the problem I had with the original. There was also glitches that would happen, where one guy across the map would see me for some reason. It was like a timed thing. So I had to actually backtrack and then go through to where that guy was and knock him out before the trigger happened. That was frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have as much of a. I mean, I thought Dishonored 1 was good, but I don't really think it was like. I didn't think it was my game necessarily. I mean, it wasn't bad at all by any means. It was a good game. I just, I don't mind some stealth games, but sometimes I like a bit of like certain things to be in certain stealth games to me, like how Metal Gear handles stealth games, or even like Splinter Cell Conviction. So
genes.
Yeah, basically. So Dishonored really wasn't really my thing.
Follow the recessive genes. Sorry, go on.
No, I was done.
Metal Gear Solid, sorry.
I was done.
If they ever make another Metal Gear Solid, I want them to make it completely satirical. I'm sick of these serious stories. They're all bullshit.
Yeah, technically 2 was sort of really fucking wacky. But
it was wacky, but not on purpose.
Fair point. Anyway, so next up, we have the Microsoft conference.
Microsoft, pretty solid. I like it a lot.
Yeah, they did. I mean, last year's one wasn't really that bad either. They kind of pulled themselves out of the mess that was 2014 and 13.
That I would say it was just 2013. 2014 was very good. Microsoft has done a good job of rebounding off of the original Xbox One launch, because it went so badly when it first launched. But now they've really pulled it together with some pretty cool looking games. A lot of third-party developers are pretty cool. It's also pretty frightening because they've managed to pull themselves out pretty well with the huge backlash that they've gotten, and it's pretty impressive. However, Nintendo hasn't really done that. Yeah,
we'll get into Nintendo in a sec. Anyway, so obviously they first, I think if I remember correctly, they started off with showing off Gears 4.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. Yeah, I mean, I've only just I've played the Gears games in the past, but those are really on other systems. But from what I played of the beta, I thought it was really good.
I actually played a little bit of Gears yesterday because I actually had the game for like months, but I didn't play it because there was a ton of different games I had in the Xbox. I played it for a little bit, and I'm starting to get interested in it. It's a little gray, but I think I'll get used to it. But yeah, I'm liking it so far, so I'm at least interested in Gears.
Yeah. I still think that, it's after the events of the new game, obviously, and the new enemies this time, not the Locust anymore, and they're called the Swarm now.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to be. I think from what I've seen from like some screenshots and such, they kind of look like the Flood in a little bit. Kind of look sort of floody in a way.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. It took me a second.
And
Flood, that I recognize that.
And quite an interesting thing is, in this one you're actually playing as the son of Marcus Phoenix.
Oh, cool. And
you actually see Phoenix at the end of the new E3 trailer.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize who that guy was because the audience went ape shit. And I was like, who the... Oh, that's the guy who was in the first one whose name I don't know.
Whose dad is it?
But now I know his name because I played a little bit of the Gears Remastered.
Yeah, you know you're going to grow up to be an incredibly buff guy if your dad's a doctor and he's also like roided up as well.
Yeah.
Everybody was...
I'm a doctor. I'm just going to break this table in half.
I think everybody was roided up in Gears.
Oh,
Every male was just like pumped up with like...
It's almost as bad as the first Arkham game.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Dude, Gordon was jacked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was... Like, he was... Like, Jim was technically... Wasn't he, like, 60 in that or something?
I think.
Like, 60, like, late 50s.
Dude, he could break the Joker in half if he wanted. Joker got buff at the end.
Everybody's getting buff.
Anyway.
This is like... Yeah, So they're just getting off track here all this time, aren't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gears does look like a very good game. I will probably pick it up eventually at some point, but I'm not really sure yet. They also confirmed that this is
the Gears controller. That looks sweet.
Oh yeah.
I want to get that actually.
And also as well, they confirmed that Gears 4 will also be coming to Windows 10 as well.
That's I'm not sure when chronologically they talked about the Play Anywhere program. I think it was at the beginning because Microsoft had like 3 announcements at the beginning that just fired off and everyone's like, holy, what? That's awesome! But we might as well talk about it now. The Play Anywhere. There was a couple of different things they had at Xbox Live. That was at the end of the conference, but it doesn't really matter. But the Play Anywhere program, basically, if you have an Xbox and a PC, a Windows 10 PC, if you buy a game on Xbox, you automatically have it for Windows 10, which that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and also with that feature as well, this will also allow some of the games that are a part of that for cross-platform play as well. Oh yeah,
that's pretty good. The cross-platform thing was a huge thing when Portal 2 came out, and then I never saw it utilized. Now it's actually becoming a thing with the Play Anywhere program.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
I'd like to see that happen with like some games where like Sony, like PlayStation 4 and like PC and such, and even like I've heard rumors like, I mean they're probably bullshit, but I've heard rumors that Microsoft were trying to do it with trying to do like a cross-platform thing with Sony as well, but I doubt it.
They were trying. Rocket League was trying to get the cross-platform to work between Xbox and PlayStation, and Xbox. Phil Spencer was totally for it. I think the only issue is to work it out with PlayStation.
Oh yeah. Anyway, after that, they showed a little bit. They showed a little bit of stuff about Battlefield 1 again, and we already talked about that. So, and then they moved on to Forza Horizon 3, which.
The first couple seconds confused me because I was like, "This looks like an interesting game. I wonder what it's for." And then the car showed up. I was like, "Oh, all right, cars."
Oh, Forza. Okay.
Right. I knew immediately. You know what? That is brand recognition, though. When you see a car for a split second, you know what game it is.
Yeah. Even though I remember there being other like racing games that were Microsoft exclusive, Project Gotham Racing, for instance, but nobody really cares about that, if I remember correctly. So. Okay, I went to. Okay, this is scary. On the list of games I've got here, I went to go and up the next game we got to talk about, and it opens up Forza Horizon 3 instead.
Nice.
That's quite terrifying. But basically, that's what the next game was. Recore.
Was that the next game?
Yeah. That was one of the things that was there. I don't remember what else was in between that.
Scalebound was at the end, so.
Oh yeah. Well, let's just move on to Recore.
So Recore, that looks cool. I'm very, very interested in it.
Yeah,
I want it. I want it like right now.
Yeah, it's also being made by
Keiji Inafune.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's created by Keiji Inafune. Which you can see some platforming-esque aspects to it, so you can see some of the craziness of the Mega Man designs coming in through Recore. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and also Armature, which is compiled of several people who developed Metroid Prime, are actually part of this as well. Who also, if people are people care about like game history, also were making a Mega Man X first-person shooter, but Mega Man 2010 Capcom. What do you think was going to happen there?
You really won't let that go.
I will never let that go. I am still mad about it today.
Let it go.
No.
Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore.
I hate you, right? Basically, yeah. Go back to Recore. Yeah, it does look like a very good game, but I swear to God, I remember it being like. I don't remember it being for both Windows 10 and Xbox. I remember it being for like everything, if I remember correctly.
No, it was always either Xbox exclusive or Xbox and Windows 10.
Oh, okay.
It was never considered for PS4.
Oh, okay.
They did have an interview with Keiji Inafune of why he chose Xbox. I don't remember why though.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just a strange thought why I even thought that it was going to be I even thought it was going to be for PS4, but I just swear I remember it being for that. And after that is the favorite. After that, this was quite a short talk. Was the favorite of one of my college friends, which was Final Fantasy 15. It looks not awful like 7, so I just offended like several.
Let it go, dude.
I just offended so many people.
Cut that part out. I demand you to cut that part out.
Go fuck yourself. It's my channel. I do what I like. Anyway,
I demand you to cut that part out.
Anyway, just ignoring him. Anyway, let's talk about Final Fantasy 15.
Ignoring you. Shut up. This is mine now.
It's not your video though. Anyway,
dead.
Anyway, basically, Final Fantasy 15. It looks fucking amazing. Basically.
Final Fantasy 15 has come to the point where it's actually starting to come out sometime in September. So any new trailers kind of like, kind of get the point. They also had a demo for both systems. So
yeah, it's
I think at this point we're just ready for it to come out. So any extra trailers, I'm not sure if they're necessary or not.
Yeah, it's coming out September 30th actually.
All right.
Yeah, basically, if you haven't played the demo that was released a while ago, it's kind of Kingdom Hearts style gameplay. In fact, it is basically Kingdom Hearts style gameplay. If I remember correctly, they're doing it. This is basically the same engine as 3.
Okay.
I think this is the same engine as 3. And if this is what 3 is going to be like, but more refined, then I am jumping on 3 as soon as that releases.
That demo was a little weird. It did have some anti-aliasing problems, where a lot of stuff looked jagged. I hope the final game doesn't look as bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming out, so that's really it.
Yeah. Something I was just a little disappointed with was there was nothing on the 7 remake. I kind of wanted to see something about that, to be honest.
Maybe there was something with what Square Enix did. They didn't have a conference, but they had a day where they just talked about different stuff. I'm not sure what came of that. I didn't research that.
I don't remember that, but I know that all I really know was they showed off some stuff about Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Okay.
They showed off more stuff about the what the 3D remasters look like. Some of the cutscenes from the from Kingdom Hearts X and the Birth by Sleep game.
Okay.
It all didn't really look that bad, to be honest. Anyway, after that, they moved on to some more stuff about Killer Instinct and how... God, I don't remember his name. Was it General Ran, was it, or
Ram.
something?
Ram.
Yeah, General Ram was gonna be in Killer Instinct, which... I gotta say, it's quite an interesting character idea for this new one, but it looked good. It was good.
Yeah.
I've been playing a shit ton of Killer Instinct anyway, so I mean,
I've been playing no Killer Instinct.
yeah, you're
I don't know
insane.
why.
You're
I'm just not a
insane
fighting
fool.
game guy.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fighting games that really like for everybody, to be honest. That sounded like
You know what is for everyone?
what?
Minecraft.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyway, back to the rest of the conference.
Yeah.
I think the only game left to talk about is Scalebound.
That was actually Minecraft was basically at the conference anyway, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was at the... I completely forgot about that.
It was actually at the conference. They just showed some stuff about how they're cross-platform. I think I remember correctly, they're cross-platforming most of the versions, aren't they?
Yeah, they're cross-platforming PC and mobile stuff to work intermittently.
And John Carmack, am I right?
Interconnectedly, integratedly between each other. I'm not sure if that includes the Xbox.
Yeah, I think it does.
Because I've read a couple sources that are like, yeah, it does include. No, it doesn't include sub. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember seeing that it does include the Xbox. I know, and you know, John Carmack playing Minecraft with VR, for VR headset. That was a sight to see.
You know, why not?
Yeah, and after that, they showed like a new trailer for for the new game made by Playdead, the people who made Limbo, called Inside.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
there isn't really much else.
Yeah, they showed some stuff from that from 2014, but it didn't really look much changed. But the one thing I did like about what they announced, though, is that for a while Limbo is going to be available for free. Yeah.
Yeah. I think on Xbox. I'm not sure if on PS4. But I already have Limbo, so it doesn't really matter for me. Yeah, Inside, there's not a lot to go off of.
Yeah, I mean I just didn't look much change, but it looks like it's going to be good. I mean, Limbo was great from what I played.
It was alright.
Yeah, and after anyway, next up we're going to talk about quite an interesting game, We Happy Few.
You're saying a whole lot of games that I've completely forgot about.
Really? You forgot about that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I've
always been... the containment stories have always been weird, because they've done a lot of containment type of stories. But if this one really goes psychological with it, I might be interested.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. I think they're going for a sort of psychological horror-like thing.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't get too, how you say, full of itself.
Yeah, I mean, most games like this usually do go a little bit too over the edge, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem anyway. So that was basically it. Also that they announced that the game will basically be a part of the Xbox game preview on July 26th, or as my sources spelt it, PRVIEW. So basically, yeah, it looks like it'll be worth a try if I get my hands on it.
Yeah. And then Scalebound.
Actually, no, we have Gwent.
That's right.
Yeah, people like
Stone, now Scalebound.
it's really not Hearthstone though.
And Hearthstone, shut up.
Yeah, and basically we're just going to skip through over some of this. They showed a few more stuff about Tekken. They showed off some of the gameplay for Tekken 7 with Akuma. They revealed Dead Rising 4, which now I've found out that it's going to be that they've mentioned now it's a time exclusive.
Yeah, I saw that.
And now Scalebound.
Okay, cool. I forgot so many things.
You forgot Scalebound existed, despite the fact they're saying, "Okay, move on to Scalebound."
No, I forgot. Like they mentioned Tekken 7, Dead Rising 4, We Happy Few. They mentioned a bunch of stuff, and I was like, I forgot.
Yeah, I was happy about Tekken 7. That was really awesome. Anyway, yeah, Scalebound actually looks not really that bad. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I wish they showed off more of the flying. I will say that this demo looks a lot better from last year's, where the last year's demo was very choppy with its frame rate. But this year it looks a lot more stable. So I'm thankful for that.
The main character, it reminds me of Dante a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a douche.
He seems like if they try to fuse like the original like DMC quadrilogy Dante with the DMC Dante a bit.
Yeah.
Except more douchey. But yeah, Scalebound.
Like a douche.
Yeah, but anyway, afterwards we have is that all you wanted to say about Scalebound?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it just all looked good. Basically, and after that we have Rare's game Sea of Thieves, which has confused pretty much everyone.
Sea of Thieves.
I was thinking that for some reason this is going to be the multiplayer would be sort of like an MMO-ish like pirate game, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is a little confusing. I am thankful that they didn't show just another gameplay trailer, because it probably just would have been as confusing. They did have a trailer with a couple people that were actually playing it, that were shooting down ships, because otherwise it would have been like, oh, here, gameplay, and I'm like, okay, cool. What's going on?
Basically, how it describes it is a Xbox exclusive multiplayer shared world pirate adventure game.
Cool.
That's how they describe it. So I assume it's basically going to be a sort of MMO-ish like game. Yeah, so many people. I like how when this game revealed, like I thought, like I was talking to some people and they thought, "Oh my god, is this going to be that Rare game that was cancelled a while ago that became Banjo-Kazooie?" So many people thought it would become that. After that was a game that kind of confused me a little bit when the trailer launched, until I found it was State of Decay 2.
Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be like Dead Island 2, which
I thought it was
absent from the show.
I thought it was going to be Left 4 Dead 3. I could dream, damn it.
You're weird.
I want another Left 4 Dead. And after that, I think, if I remember correctly, they closed the game side of things with Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually look that bad, to be honest. I'm quite excited.
RTS, so I'm not sure about it. It's actually the beta's available now on
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I might play it.
It's all right. I played the beta. I played the beta for a little bit. It's not really that bad. I mean, I played the first game, but I don't really remember much about it. That's a bit of a problem, really. But yeah, that was the end of the game portion of things. On the hardware side of things, they actually announced. They basically mentioned about 2 new Xboxes. First off, the Xbox One S, which is
slim.
They're all the slim. Yeah, basically a slim version, and which will launch with a much smaller system, a nice-looking white controller, and 2 terabytes of storage.
White power.
What? Fuck's sake. Yeah, and also, unlike what Sony did with the Neo, they actually teased a little bit of the Xbox One 4K device called the Scorpio.
Yeah.
Wait.
They had a lot of spec listings for it, which I didn't get at all, but a lot of spec people were like, "Holy shit!" But I actually think they're because it's not even going to be coming till December of next year. I think the reason they announced it so early is because there are already leaks about it. So they're like, fuck it, just announce it.
Yeah, and it's actually thundering outside, so that's fun.
It's always thundering outside.
Not usually. We haven't had thunder in a while.
It's fucking Britain. It's always fucking raining.
No, it isn't. No.
Yes, it is.
It really isn't. Anyway, after that was the Scorpio. No, we've already talked about the Scorpio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm tired. And after that was the Ubisoft conference.
Also, with the there's a couple of Xbox Live stuff. The Arena feature was the most interesting out of all of them, which is there are going to be a couple of compatible games with the Xbox where you can set up. Oh, well, there's also looking for group where you can post something in a social media or a central social media thing where you can say, hey, I'm looking for some help in Destiny. Can you guys help me out? And then people can join your thing, which I like because games where it has levels that you could only beat with multiplayer, that's a huge fix for that. I like that. Place you can meet new people to play around with, it's cool. But also the arena feature where you can have a tournament with just anyone. Like FIFA is going to be one of the more named compatible games where you can go into a tournament area and just have a tournament with random people.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm well, I mean, if you can forget about something, I can clearly. Because I forgot about that. I forgot about the arena idea, really, which is, and to be honest, it does actually not sound like it sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to Ubisoft. They started with Just Dance 2017. Who cares?
I am pretty sure they started with Just Dance just to get out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm 100% confident that they did it like, hey, Just Dance 2017, it's new, get the fuck out of here.
It's a new thing, it's coming for NX, now piss off. Now let's move on to, and ignoring Just Dance, which was basically just a filler title, they went off with the first actual game of the conference, which was Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah, that looks, I'm excited for Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
A little excited. I always kind of know what Ghost Recon is like. I do like the flexibility of the mission structure, whereas you can do anything that you want, and even if you do screw up, you have a chance to save it.
Yeah, I mean, even me, who admittedly going back to Future Soldier really made me realize how the game really wasn't that great after playing it.
It was never that great.
Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, but I thought it was just all right at first, and then I went back to it, and I just like.
No, it was all right.
What the fuck is this?
That's because you weren't playing with me.
Well, yeah.
I make things better.
You make even the worst games fun to play.
Yeah, like Sonic Boom. Go play it.
No.
How about you get past the shadow boss at first?
How about I stop? But yeah, I like the idea of how they're doing it. Like, basically, you get a mission. You don't have to do it one way or another way. You can do it like any way possible in a group, and sort of like I like the strategic element of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
that's all there really is to say about it. Besides the initial reveal, which showed how Wildlands is going to work, we got a new CG trailer for Wildlands, and how a full mission will work. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And after that, they show
I think. They moved on to what?
If I remember correctly, they moved on to the fractured butthole.
One of my favorite games this E3. Not even kidding.
That is an actual title. It looks really good.
It is. Did you play Stick of Truth?
No, I haven't actually. I want to get.
Seriously. Besides the potty humor, besides joking, it's like, oh, it's the best game ever. It is actually a legitimately good game.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of fun.
I've always looked at like South Park from the outside as this is definitely something that I would enjoy, like because my humor kind of matches with South Park in a way.
Oh, but one of the creators who was talking about Fractured Butthole, when he was just rambling about something, and when he said, what did he say? They were talking about the story aspect, and then they're like, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know yet. We haven't written it yet. Well, they have written it.
Yeah.
But the one guy was like, it's actually about a gay fish, who's he's really into fish sticks. The second he said that, I was like, this guy is my level of humor.
Yeah.
And then you have to find his mom. So you have to find this gay fish's mom and bring him home. What the fuck are they talking about?
I don't know. I already know Matt and Trey's humor. That is them basically. From that little short like opening cutscene trailer thing, they basically pushed out a whole like shit ton of references to other superhero movies that were released recently.
Oh yeah, that was actually the cool thing. Fractured Butthole actually showed a lot of gameplay to it. A couple of, I think the first 5 minutes, I think. Then they showed some story aspects, some gameplay aspects. There was a lot to talk about with Fractured Butthole. It does look like it's more complicated when it comes to the movement of the actual field of battle. But the humor's right on point. Basically, the story of Fractured Butthole is Cartman and Kyle, I think. Actually, in the conference video, I couldn't remember the other kid's name, so I called him the Jew. Because he's Jewish! That's the whole joke!
Yeah, I know, but it's still funny.
So, I think it's Kyle. Cartman, Kyle, Kenny... I can't remember the fourth one. It doesn't matter. I think it's Kyle. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so Cartman and Kyle are fighting about how to plan out their superhero movies, like phase 1 to phase 3. They're making fun. They're poking fun at Marvel, and their Avengers line of movies. One of my favorite lines. It was so racist, but one of my favorite lines is like, the black kid, it's like, how come I don't get to have my own superhero movie? It's like, and Carmen's like, are you stupid? We need to wait until phase 3. We can sneak in the black guy into phase 3.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that was funny. At that moment, I was like, I'm completely sold on this game.
Yeah, basically, and...
No, you know what? The moment that I was sold on this game was when Kyle was like, you know what? Forget it. We're going to make our own movie. And then they go up the stairs, and Carmen's like, yeah, good luck making it through halfway through phase 1, DC Comics.
Oh, yeah. The reaction, the crowd reaction to that.
Yeah, that was like, oh, shit!
Yeah, they also, and if I remember correctly, this game, the storyline is sort of going to be it's
a civil war.
Yeah, it's basically like South Park Civil War in a way.
Yeah, and then I think it was Trey Parker who said, actually, we wanted to call it South Park Civil War, but Captain America had already taken it. Actually, originally, Captain America was going to be called Captain America Fractured Butthole, so we just did that.
Yeah.
Those guys are funny.
Yeah, very.
Well,
yeah,
I wouldn't say funny, just my level of humor.
Yeah, I'd say they're funny. Basically, they sold me on this game, to be honest. Actually, I haven't even played Stick of Truth, but the way this game's looking, it looks like I don't really need to play Stick of Truth to enjoy this.
Well, actually, Stick of Truth is on Xbox One now.
Oh yeah, and I remember. Oh yeah, and speaking of which,
it is so worth it. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I will look for it and I'll get it when I'm
need to play it again. I might actually get it again on the Xbox just to play it again.
Yeah. Also, speaking of which, speaking of Stick of Truth, they're doing a special little deal right now where if you pre-order the new game, The Fractured Butthole, you get Stick of Truth completely free.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
And next up, since I'm not really too caring about this game, to be honest, well, now anyway, after the beta, they showed some stuff off about the
Division?
The Division's DLC. Yeah.
Okay. I've been thinking about getting the Division recently.
Yeah, it's funny how we both enjoyed the beta so much and like how the game looked.
Yeah, we actually really liked the beta a lot, and then we just didn't get. I think it was just at that time where I was having trouble with finance. I was having issues, just in personal issues. So I didn't get it for reasons, and then I just never got it.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. I was like thinking, I might get this. I might get this at some point. This might be not a problem. I'll probably get this eventually, and then I didn't.
Do you get Stick of Truth free the second that you pre-order it?
I think so.
I don't want to spend $60 if it's a think so.
Well, I mean, you're going to get the game anyway, so...
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, exactly, so shut the fuck up!
How about you shut the fuck up?
No. Anyway, there was a, there was the new little... I wouldn't call it indie, but... It looks indie, but it's made by Ubisoft Montreal, Eagle's Flight.
Eagle Flight, yeah, that's right, it's a VR thing.
Yeah.
That has multiplayer, which I found weird because
Yeah.
I didn't know it would have multiplayer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, they're based. Yeah, and anyway, just go on. Adding on to that, they did show a few of like 2 VR titles. One of them being Eagle Flight. I was watching it, but I for some reason don't really understand like what the gameplay is gonna be. It's like. I honestly don't understand what the gameplay is going to be. It's like, what is this going to be? Sort of just like a. Is this going to be sort of like an like a flight fighting game with like birds instead of like planes or something? But
yeah, I think
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really know. The game confused me quite a bit. Then after that, they showed another VR game, which was basically their Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yeah, that was also one of those ones where like it kind of looks interesting, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's going to be
LeVar Burton.
It's going to be for everything. It'll be everything for like the PlayStation's VR, HTC Vive, and Oculus. All 3 of those. And it's coming out this year. So if you like VR games and you like Star Trek, then go ahead. I mean, I'm trying to get into it, but I don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of it.
Yeah, and then For Honor. I don't know.
For Honor.
I don't
cool.
I don't know about it. It looks good, but
shut up. Don't say don't know about it. It looks good. Shut up.
Yeah, just Jesus, okay.
It does look very cool. The rock paper scissors aspect to the combat when it comes to facing another warrior, I do like that.
Yeah, I can't say it hasn't got a very unique concept to it because it really does, but I don't know. It doesn't really look that awful. I mean, I'll probably sign up for the beta and give it a try, but
I should actually sign up for the beta too.
Yeah, and after that they revealed that they're doing a crossover between Trials and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon,
which is out now, and I've already bought it.
Yeah, it's out now, isn't it? I didn't even.
Yeah, I bought it. I played the first couple levels. It's very weird. So this isn't really a discussion video. It's or discussion segment of the game. It's more of a review of the game because I played it for the first couple levels. It's very strange. They mix the motocrossing segments and they also mix some shooting segments. It's kind of like a twin stick shooter just on foot, which is weird. It's just strange.
Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, the you get people you get to play as is basically the children of the main character from Blood Dragon itself. Yep, that was some
Yeah.
awkward. That was some awkward dramatic thunder that decided to show up there. To move up to the next one, move on to the next one, which was the sequel to Grow Home.
Oh,
Yeah,
can't wait! I want it now.
Yeah. Grow Home was quite a nice little game that I tried. I tried it. It was free, and it was really, really, really fun. In fact, beforehand, I actually played that through the share play system, and I did enjoy it quite a fair bit, to be honest. But yeah, basically the game is coming out in August this year. I'll probably definitely pick this up as well myself at some point. What system, I don't know. And then was one of the last few games of the conference was Watch Dogs 2.
Well, actually, it was the last game.
There was one more.
What was that?
I'll get into that later. Anyway, after that was Watch Dogs 2. It looks like it's improved. It looks like it's improved a lot from what Watch Dogs 1 actually has, to be honest. Because Watch Dogs 1 was good. It was a good game.
It was good, and it does look like this game has improved aspects of the first game, but I just don't like the main characters. They look dumb.
Yeah, basically, if you remember at the beginning, he was talking about his rebellion plotline. Watch this game, which we're talking about right now, is basically the main basis of that video, if I remember correctly.
Well, it was the thing that sparked the conversation. It wasn't really the main topic, because there's 8,000 stories with this plot.
Star Wars.
I don't know about that. Because Star Wars, well, first of all, it was in the 70s, so it was one of the first stories to actually do that, one of the first media to actually do that. And you threw me off track. But my point was, rebellion stories are always kind of boring unless they have the characters written well. And from this, it doesn't look like they're written that well, because the main point of the main characters is to save the city from the clutches of social media brainwashism from a media titan. And he goes on this, Marcus, the main character, goes on this, talks about it a little bit, jumps off the building that he's on, and then makes a Lamborghini drive straight into a pole for literally no reason.
I don't know. They might improve the plot after.
I don't know. I actually saw some of the character portraits. 3 out of the 5 of them look pretty cool because they have that face mask thing where it changes. That's actually pretty interesting. But the main character and a chick are just like, oh, hey, we're here. Hey.
So we're a thing. Yeah. Overall, yeah, it does look like it's going to be a very good game. That it's going to probably change. I don't know if it will change a lot of people's opinion on what people thought of Watch Dogs 1, but it could do. It very much could do, because it does look like they've listened to a lot of the problems that the first game had. Yeah. And anyway, that's it for Ubisoft. It's time to move on.
No, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm going to get on to this one. And then next up, Ubisoft was Steep.
That's actually one game I'm very, very interested in. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, but when the trailer first started, it was like, oh, it's an open world snowboarding or snow sports thing. It's a mountain. You can go wherever you want on the mountain, and you could just a wingsuit, ski, snowboard, paraglide. You can do whatever you want. So I thought, that's pretty cool. And it took me a couple seconds to be like, yeah, that actually is pretty cool. Because when it comes to the different sports, you don't have to go into the menu and then change your sport and then it would have to load up the map again. No, you can change your sport like a power wheel in a video game. So you can just like you can ramp off of a snow ramp and then change your sport to wingsuit mid-flight, I think. So you can do so much stuff with it. But the thing that made me 100% with this game was the moment of which they're showing off the wingsuiting.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now.
And one of them dies.
Yeah, I'll put the video.
He's dead.
I'll put the video up on the screen right now. What happened?
Basically, I can give you the segment that you want.
Yeah, but yeah, basically, you're looking at it right now. It's so like I didn't imagine that, but the fact that he screams no and then he crashes with a death-defying scream. The fact that it's just a horrifying, blood-curdling scream as he flies upwards is the funniest thing I've probably seen so far.
And then the narrator is like, "Oh, and there's many other things you can do in snow, or in the snow. It's a different snowboarding game. There's many different things you can do in steep, snowboarding, skiing. You can fly through. You can change your sport mid-flight." And then I'm like, that guy just flew straight to a rock.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, you're just gonna. They. I like how they just passed over it. And also, there is going to be a beta later this year as well. And funny enough, as well, as I've said to several people already, as they mentioned about the beta and where they could find it, and I was watching the conference, I was subconsciously thinking, yeah, no, this would be quite cool to play while I was signing on to the beta.
Yeah, we both signed on to the beta. I signed on right after the conference.
Yeah,
so I'm for this.
Yeah, and again, just this most likely, I probably will do a fun times on this sometime.
Everyone needs to watch that trailer just because of how hard these people crash.
Yeah.
Oh, it's painful looking.
Yeah. So, and with Steep ending was basically the end of the Ubisoft conference, and now, we move on to my favorite of the bunch.
Also,
this is going to probably be some
favorite of the bunch.
This is going to be some very diverse opinions.
Yes, we're gonna yell a lot. So,
so if you don't like yelling,
user warnings.
Yeah,
this is gonna get nasty.
Anyway, they start. So Sony's conference, they started it off with the new God of War game that's coming out next year.
I'm just kidding. Go on.
Fuck you.
Please keep going.
From what I see from this, this is I thought this was going to be during the I think this is going to take place during Norse mythology, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is.
Taking place in Scandinavia with Kratos coming back in it, looking a lot older than usual.
And rougher.
Yeah. This time being voiced by Christopher Judge in this game. It looks like quite a nice new style to the to how they did the older games. It looks a lot different. It looks really nice, to be honest.
That kind of worries me because the other games were their selling point was action and just the brutality, but now the new God of War. The camera angle's different. The combat looks different. Also, there looks to be a little bit of walking segments, and you know how much the community is in love with those. It does look a little tight. I'm not sure because again, God of War is also famed for its exploration. So it going down a singular path, I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. So I'm a little wary of it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really look that bad. I think they handled the look of the game quite well, and the set. And it's a good setting considering you can't exactly continue on with the Greek mythology storyline to it.
Yeah, they could have done whatever they wanted.
Yeah. I mean, But other than, I mean, North's, I think, is probably just the best decision for what they could do for God of War. I just don't know what else they could have done for the series, to be honest. Like, what other mythologies they could have followed.
Not do it anymore, probably.
Shut the fuck up, maybe. And we'll probably, and after that was, they showed off the trailer for, they showed off the trailer for a new game called Days Gone, but we'll get into that at the end, probably.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the very end of the video. And afterwards, probably the one thing that sent that one of the things that sent the crowd into a frenzy. They revealed a release date for The Last Guardian, which is coming out October 25th. At last.
Yeah, that is pretty cool that it's finally coming out. I would say it's one of the more interesting games from the conference that I'm excited for, but that's mostly because it's a game long in the making. I just want to play it. I also haven't played Ico or Shadow of the Colossus, so it's going to be my first, whatever the developer name is, for one of their games.
Yeah, but to be honest, they don't really need to hide the story at all. We all know what's going to happen. That dog-bird creature is dead as shit.
Yeah, it's probably going to die.
It is so going to die, and it's going to make everyone...
twice.
It's going to make everyone probably just bawl like a little baby when it dies.
It's gonna pull a Gakko Garashi where they infect the dog, you think it's going to die, but then they bring it back to life, and then it dies again.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are assholes. I can't believe they did that.
That would be such a shit thing to do. But yeah, I mean, I have played Shadow of the Colossus for a little bit, and it was a very good game. But it just wasn't bad at all. I loved Shadow of the Colossus, but I don't really play it as much as like other games. Okay. Yeah, and basically, yeah, there's all of it in The Last Guardian. After that was the new game by Guerrilla Games, the people who are making Killzone, called Horizon, which they actually revealed last year.
Yeah, and then they showed more gameplay. It's been delayed to 2017, unfortunately, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I do like the look of it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say...
Very colorful.
Yeah. For some reason, in my mind, I was theorizing, it's like, okay, so is this going to be like a twist where they like reveal like this is like thousands of years after the events of Killzone or something? Like this is still in the Killzone universe just to be a massive like...
That'd be pretty funny. Dude, what if the girl's Jesus Christ because no one knew where she... Wait, hold on. No, hang on. I was getting that wrong. I was like, what if there's like Jesus Christ where... because no one knew where she came from, she wasn't born, and I was like, oh wait, Jesus was born. He just didn't have a dad.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Fate Horizon Zero Dawn looks like a really good game, to be honest. I'm actually looking forward to giving this a try at some point, to be honest. Next up is the new game made by the cinematic madman known as David Cage, and that's that's Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that actually does look a little bit interesting. When I saw because the name of the development team is a Quantic Dream. So when I was talking with someone, I was like, "Oh boy, Quantic Dream! I can't wait to." But
yeah,
to be honest, Detroit does look pretty interesting.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, with relating to David Cage and David Cage, Quantic Dream, and also another series I have in the works. I have something I'm going to plan something that I'm going to announce later on.
What are you announcing?
Do you want me to just announce it here?
I don't care. Do you think anyone's ever even watched this far?
Probably not. Basically, for a pilot, basically as a short little pilot, I'm going to plan on doing sort of a pilot review spective on Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit, and Beyond Two Souls. I've already gotten all three of the games. I'm going to start working on the script for Fahrenheit soon.
Okay, I'll look at that script and I'll make fun of you for it.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I still need to read the rest of your Mortal Kombat script.
Yeah, that's basically...
You probably still need to work on that Mortal Kombat video.
Well, I'm gonna see how how I do with reviews first, and how the Fahrenheit review goes. Then I'm gonna actually start planning out the reboot of the Mortal Kombat review.
Okay.
Anyway, after that, they showed off quite a very subtle trailer that nobody really knew what was going on. A quite creepy first-person trailer, and then they revealed it was Resident Evil 7. Yes,
that was strange.
Give me that, please.
I actually haven't played the demo yet, so I can't really say anything about it. But it was like, oh, it's a first-person creepy. It's kind of creepy. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then it was like Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I was like, what? And then they kind of just moved on.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this because I mean, this isn't me jumping on the bandwagon from this, but a lot of people in the Resident Evil fan base have said that the recent titles haven't really been necessarily good. And to be fair, I did try 6 and I hated it. Basically, I hated 6, but really 7 looks like it's going to go back to what sort of the series originally was, sort of just this sort of survival horror with a little bit more psychological elements added to it.
I think it's a little bit too early to call. There's, I don't know yet. There's not a lot to pick up from the demo.
Yeah, they did say some stuff about like what the game is going to be like how there's not exactly going to be as many weapons as like 6 or anything. It's not going to be like sort of action. It's going to be more of a subtle horror.
Yeah,
but that does look very exciting. I am probably going to get 6 in the future as well. After was that weird little VR game called Farpoint.
Yeah, they had a whole section on the VR stuff, which I get. It's their hardware, so they have to talk about it unless it's a PlayStation update, because we'll just ignore that. But anyway, so they were talking about some PlayStation VR stuff. The first of all was the X-Wing Battlefront. That looks sweet.
Oh yeah, and also just touching on the also they've revealed a VR aimed controller with a sort of move system that many people joke about looks like Tracer's gun, but
but also so they had that, and then they had Farpoint, which looks like a space exploration, and then they had Batman for some reason.
Yeah, Batman VR.
Because why not?
I like how they handled that. It's like, oh, Batman Arkham Knight's going to be the final game in the Arkham series. There'll be no more after this. Oh, PTW, there's an Arkham VR game. Buy it now.
I thought at first when because I heard the Joker talking, and I thought it was Injustice 2 because that was recently announced, and that would have been something cool. But then they're like, oh, Batman VR, bye.
Yeah, and they showed some stuff off about then they showed off a Final Fantasy like little VR game, which also looks quite good to be honest as well. It's also
it looks a little cumbersome.
Yeah, it looks interesting to be honest. And then after that they showed they showed the internet's most hated game, Infinite Warfare.
This fucking presentation shows how bullshit everyone in the world is. Because they played with this smart. They knew the backlash that they got for the first trailer, which was not deserved. It was a decent trailer. I
think people just disliked it because they were going back to the they were just doing another space thing instead of something like new and like unique instead of going to the future like all the past games have.
They disliked it because it was popular. That's why.
But then again the last game's trailer didn't really get as many dislikes as that did.
That's because it's popular to hate that. You don't seem to understand. But they did this smart with the Infinite Warfare segment, where they didn't start with shooting or anything else. They started with the ship battle, which I was most interested in with the first trailer. They started with the ship battle. That looks freaking cool. Just flying around space, shooting people. And then hopping out of the ship and then killing some people on wreckage. And that was a pretty cool segment because also grappling hook. Why not?
It's big in every game. Why not put it in this one?
Yeah. So he kills a couple people. He rips the helmet off of one of them. And a lot of people are excited for it in the audience. And then, yeah, a lot of people were excited for it. And then Call of Duty Infinite Warfare popped. I knew it was like Call of Duty the second the guy started getting in the ship, because it looked similar with how Call of Duty usually moves. So I knew it was Infinite Warfare, and everyone was cheering and excited for it. And then Call of Duty showed, and then the audience went silent.
Yeah,
because they're a bunch of fools.
What I am excited for after that is, as they revealed, when they showed stuff about shortly after, is the Modern Warfare remaster. That is something I'm looking forward to a lot. Because I mean, Infinite Warfare, I admit, even I was one of the few people that thought, where's the hate coming from? This isn't really that bad, to be honest. It doesn't really look awful.
It looks amazing.
And then the trailer.
Watch the trailer, they realize that.
Yeah, then I watched the actual gameplay, and I said, this is actually impressive. And then they show stuff about Modern Warfare Remastered, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, the only reason why I pre-ordered the game to begin with was because of the remaster. So,
I haven't played Modern Warfare, so I might as well.
Oh yeah. I would.
It on.
You should try it. It is a very good. It's a very good game.
Okay.
And next up in the list. Oh. So you remember Crash?
It's a teaser of some sort.
Do you remember Crash Bandicoot, right, guys?
No.
You remember how much people have been asking for another one, right, guys? You know how they're remastering it, right, guys? I was rock hard!
Sorry, calm down. They were like, yes, that's right, guys. Crash is coming back. Crash 1, 2, Warped. They're coming to PlayStation 4 as a remaster, but it's coming even sooner to Skylanders.
Yeah, the Skylanders thing.
Like, no, go back to what you were talking about, and they moved on to Skylanders. Like, no, stop.
Yeah, the Skylanders thing was a little bit of a down point, but to be honest, most people forget. Most people were only really talking about the fact that Crash is in Skylanders, saying, "Oh, Crash has been ruined. He's in Skylanders now." You realise they just announced a remaster for a few minutes later, right? Earlier,
Crash has been ruined for years. Calm down.
In fact, actually, I think I know what they're doing with this. I think the remasters exist to basically make sure to see if people are still interested in the franchise. So then, if this sells well, then they'll continue the Crash franchise.
It depends on how they do the remaster, because
they
a lot of remasters recently have been texture remasters. That's what I call them, texture remasters, because they don't look a whole lot different.
Then
other
again,
than a bigger resolution, but that's it.
Yeah, but then again, there was Ratchet and Clank that was basically a literal from the ground up, like, complete reimagining.
But they didn't really advertise it as a remake. They just said, "Oh, new Ratchet and Clank."
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. After that, after the Crash Bandicoot hype died down a little bit, they showed a new trailer for Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. I don't know about that, to be honest. I loved Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, but this looks to just follow the vein of, like...
Yeah, Lego Star Wars. It's not like they could have any other game that took that spot.
Yeah, but...
In the conference.
Yeah, true, but I'm still... even though I absolutely loved Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, like, they're my childhood, like, PS2 favorites, I don't...
PS2 childhood, shut the fuck up.
No, my childhood was actually PS1, but it's like some like old like favorites on the PS2. I don't know about this one. It looks like just be following in the vein of Lego Avengers, which is basically just like keep the same story but add just a bunch of like unfunny shit trying to be funny but failing. I don't know.
I always thought that was what Lego was.
No, I think Lego was still always good. Oh god, so somebody's calling me. We'll have to cut here a sec. Okay, and we're back, guys. Sorry, there was something about. Sorry, I was about to start, and I'm about to start a new job next week, so they were calling up about that.
Okay. Cool.
So basically, that was all I needed to talk about Lego Star Wars, anyway.
Stick of Truth installed. Anyway.
Oh, that's it. That was some hype. And afterwards, Kojima. Just Kojima.
I have an issue with this segment.
Okay.
I wish.
Is it
developers...
is it Norman Reedus' man ass that showed on the screen? Is that the issue?
No. Why would that ever be the issue? That's the highlight.
Okay.
But I just wish developers would walk on stage. That's it. Hey guys, this is Hideo Kojima talking about his new game with his new studio. Come on out. And then he walks up from off stage and is like, hey guys, I'm Hideo Kojima. I've got a new game in the works. Here's a preview of it. I wish that's what would happen, because I'm just sick of this hyping of Kojima, because his games aren't really that good.
Well, they kind of are. I mean, Metal Gear's
not really.
Are you gonna
from an actual like gameplay standpoint, game structure, like gameplay structure, not game structure, gameplay structure, it's fine. But as a game, his games have always been shaky.
What do you mean, like? What do you mean, like story and such?
Not just story, just weird choices in gameplay, because it wants to be serious, but it also wants to be silly. I just wish they wouldn't hype Kojima anymore. And I know why they're doing it. They're getting it to get good social feedback. I just wish they wouldn't do that. And then the teaser he showed, I don't know what the fuck that was.
No, as much as okay, the space to get this out of the way. I mean, with what Travis said about Kojima, I still think I'm kind of the opposite. I think Kojima is probably just one of the best developers out there, but some of his games do have a bit of those like elements where like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, what are you doing?
There's a couple times David Hayter almost got shit canned.
Really?
From being Snake.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Because of Kojima's call, not Konami's call. Kojima's call.
Oh yeah, that was a bit weird, yeah.
I kind of agree with what David Hayter said about Hideo Kojima. He's probably a good person. But as a businessman, there isn't really much there, because there is a lot. He is hyping himself up a lot, and that can backfire very easily. Especially when the teaser, when the teaser he showed with Death Stranding with Norman Reedus in it. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah. I don't know what this. It's like, is this a horror? What is this, like a survival game? Is this sort of like a pseudo like surrealist like? I have no idea what this is.
There's 5 people in the sky, and then they go away, and then Death Stranding. Whatever.
Like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this to see what it's like, but I do not understand a single goddamn thing of what this is.
Yeah, I need to see more of it first.
Yeah,
and not just hear about it. I need to see it.
And also, to continue on with the afterwards, the Spider-Man made by Insomniac. Yeah, that was pretty fucking hype.
I am fucking hyped as shit. If only there's still more than 2 minutes.
To be fair, the rumor. Okay, so this was in the rumor mills for a while that was going to be confirmed at this year's E3. Like, they've seen like leaks and such about it, and people were like, you know, there were some rumors that Sucker Punch were making this as well. That would have been really interesting if Sucker Punch were actually making it. But Insomniac still are a very very good
Spider-Man game. It's infamous.
Yep. Oh yeah. But yeah, Sucker Punch would be really interesting, but Insomniac still are some of the best, like, most, like, famous, like, game developers of all time, probably.
One of the best pedigrees.
Yeah, so basically, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. In fact, they've already, I think they've already confirmed that So they've already confirmed that I think Green Goblin's going to be in this as well.
They also said it was open world, so that was my only worry, that the new Spider-Man was going to be linear like some of the Beanox games.
Yeah.
But no, it's open world.
Yeah, I think this is gonna. I don't know yet because this is only sort of like a short CG trailer, but I think this is gonna be sort of like Spider-Man 2. I think, like the Spider-Man, like the original Spider-Man 2 game. I hope it is anyway.
Okay.
Okay, Travis, you can rant now.
About what?
Days Gone.
What's Days Gone?
It's a game that they showed off twice at the start and at the end.
Looks stupid, and they ended the conference with it.
I don't really have any opinion on this, so Travis, if you will.
No one has an opinion. That's why it was a stupid idea to end the conference on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Days Gone basically is post-apocalyptic, motorcycles, open world, shooty things. And then the gameplay trailer they showed, because there was a huge gap between the teaser and the gameplay trailer. They were in the same conference, just way split up. So they had the gameplay trailer, and it was a guy going to a barn to get someone, and then he got attacked by zombie things, and then he shot the zombie things, and then he shot the zombie things some more, and then he shot the zombie things some more, and then the camera panned out, and then the conference ended.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a bit of a. I thought that was a
Why?
kind of a. I thought that was a very silly way to end the conference, to be honest.
Why? There were so many. Like, there were some things in the like post-conference montage that I had never seen, and I was like, "Oh, what's that? I want to see that." There was actually one game. I think it's PlayStation exclusive. I can't remember the name of it, but it looks like this polygonal like ballerina, like this ballerina opera-esque. It's the way it's animated looks like it, and I'm actually really interested.
Yeah, but
they didn't show it.
Yeah, they didn't really. If I remember correctly, they didn't. I mean, they did show a gameplay of it after, but they didn't really show anything about ukulele either. Think about the hype for that.
Yeah, they showed it for like 2 seconds.
And they did have a little sort of an interview after with the lead designer and Grant Kirkhope in there as well.
Oddly enough, the ID at Xbox segment in the Microsoft conference, that was a lot more like, oh, there's different stuff coming, and they have their own little preview of it because there's a lot to go through. They can't talk about each and every one. So they had a lot of stuff, and that was a pretty cool segment, but Sony had that, but it was like truncated, and it was with other titles, like AAA titles in it too.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like for a minute, maybe.
But though, I mean, for me personally, I thought Sony's was. I know yours opinion, obviously, you didn't like it, but I thought Sony's was probably the best conference out of the lot for me.
Well,
I mean, some of the
we still got to do Nintendo.
Well, oh yeah,
conference.
Oh yeah, Nintendo's treehouse, not conference.
Yeah.
But
I was confused because I missed when the conference actually aired because I had work. So I tried looking for the Nintendo conference, and I was confused because I clicked on it. It's like this looks like Treehouse, and then it was like it's just Treehouse.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. The decision of how they handled E3 was really strange, but other than that, basically
it was pretty poor too.
Basically, they showed off the new Zelda game, which they've now titled Breath of the Wild, which is an interesting title, I'd say.
Strange. It's a strange title.
Yeah, but still, this game. But still, I'm gonna just talk about the art. I'm just gonna gush about the art still a little bit. This game looks fucking beautiful. Like, it looks.
In some segments, it looks very gorgeous, but there's some scenes in the trailer that looked a little weird, like that panning shot of the mountain and the beach, and it's panning across a palm tree, and the palm tree is like a flat leaf texture that's just kind of jiggling back and forth.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about now, actually. Other than that, it just basically, I think this is going to be like, I hate using this comparison, but this is going to be sort of Zelda Skyrim in a way. And I've read online that Anuma basically said you can go and complete the game without playing the story. Like you could just go straight to the final boss, try and beat him, and if you beat him, that's the end of the game.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
But he didn't recommend you do that, obviously.
Yeah.
Though, actually, something that they've just confirmed here, actually, I've just checked now. They said that the choices that they've made for Breath of the Wild is that the changes they're making in it are based on the negative side of the Skyward Sword feedback.
All right.
Like, all of the negatives are going to be fixed in this game, even though I think Skyward Sword is personally probably the best Zelda game so far.
The thing that they revealed about the new Zelda that kind of worries me a bit is that there's going to be no towns.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did they?
I'm not sure if there's not going to be any NPCs that you can interact with, because there was one in the demonstration, the old man. But there's going to be no towns. But that's actually some of my favorite landmarks in Zelda games, is the towns you can go to. So that kind of bothers me a bit.
Yeah, I think the one thing that also is kind of something to think about is if there's no town, if this is a Hyrule without like towns, what part of the timeline is this taking place in? Like, is this at, like,
I don't know.
Like, is this at the start? Is this after Skyward Sword? Is this at like the end of?
I think it's going to be later in the timeline, because Link wakes up. Also, voice acting.
Oh yeah, voice acting.
That's strange. Well, at least for whoever's speaking to Link. I assume it's Zelda. I'm not sure, but
they did say other characters will be voiced in this, but Link's the only one that won't be.
Okay. But with he wakes up and they mention that it's a ruined Hyrule. So I think it's later in the timeline if there is a place for it.
Maybe it's I'm assuming, don't get me wrong, this probably won't be true, but what if, because I mean, remember in the timeline there's 3. What if this is at the very start of the Link failed timeline?
That's possible.
Just a thought. Like, well, if this is like after the events of Ocarina of Time where Link dies, but before the events of A Link to the Past or something, or whatever's after.
Yeah, that's possible. I thought Wind Waker was in the failed timeline.
No, that was in the Adult Link timeline.
Okay.
Because Ganon returned after Zelda sent Link back in time.
Oh,
and then
what a fuck up!
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's just like, oh, it's like, okay, we finally returned Link back to his timeline. Oh, Ganon's returned.
Link, I know that I stole your childhood from you, so I'm going to give it back to you. I'm sending you back 7 years. Have fun in your childhood, the one you've earned. And then just Ganon shows up behind her, and she's like, "Fuck!"
I think it was a few years after she sent Link back in time. I think. I don't know how that played. And then after they just flood the land.
Well, it was a 7-year difference.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, something I want to talk about with this as well. They actually revealed that they have a sort of armor clothing styled customization to this as well.
They have a lot of customization in the new Zelda.
Yeah.
They also have breakable weapons, which I've always been weird about. The only game I've played that has breakable weapons that isn't annoying is probably Dying Light. Every other game has kind of been weird with that.
Yeah, even in Dying Light, like the weapons break, but you can still use them after.
Yeah.
But they just won't be as effective as they usually are.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, this game like really looks like it's probably it looks like a very, very ambitious Zelda game. But I don't know how this will like go with the fans or not.
Who cares about the fans?
Well,
they suck.
Well, yeah, they do.
The internet sucks. I've given up on trying to, with everyone talking about it. It's like, it's school game, right? No, the internet sucks. I'm done with it.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, even in such like more forgiving franchises like Nintendo, Zelda franchise has just been like terrible with like, like Skyward Sword and like even some of the other games and all that.
Yeah. Also in the conference that Nintendo had, they also talked about Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah, Sun and Moon. Yeah, that
Sun and Moon looks interesting. They didn't need a 40-minute segment for it.
I don't care. I'm happy with 40 minutes.
All
me
right.
being a massive Pokemon fan, I am okay with 40 minutes.
So which one are you going with?
What with the starter?
Yeah.
Litten. What do you think?
Rowlet.
I love cats. Come on.
I love owls and grass. Smoking that herb.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You love smoking grass. Okay. Also during the conference, they revealed during the gameplay segment, they revealed 2 new Pokemon. One of them being a bird type called Pikipek, which actually was the wireframe Pokemon during the announcement.
Okay.
And another Pokemon called Young Goose, which people are
That's a frightening looking thing.
Yeah, people are making jokes about saying it looks like Donald Trump.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was along those lines as well. And also during a trailer that was revealed after was another Pokemon called Grubbin, which is a bug type.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. I would talk about the other 2 Pokemon, but they weren't really confirmed. They weren't really talked about during the trailer.
But why didn't they talk about Paper Mario Color Splash?
Because it sucks.
Yeah. But that was it for Nintendo's conference. They only talked about 2 games.
Actually, something interesting I want to talk about with Color Splash after, actually.
Something interesting with Color Splash?
Because not Color Splash, but Paper Mario overall.
Okay.
But anyway, that was E3. I wouldn't say it's as good as I wouldn't say it's as good as 2015 was. 'Cause 2015 was
best game for each conference. Go.
Crash.
No, for each conference, dickhead.
Oh, for each conference. So it's Crash, and Crash.
He's not making Crash.
They could be. Yeah, I would say for EA, I'd probably say Battlefield 1 personally, because it just looks fun. There's something about it that's clicking with me that makes it look better than all of the other games. I don't know what it is. Bethesda, I'd say I'm going with Dishonored 2. Even though all the other games look good, and I'm not really big on Dishonored, it does look like a very, very good game. Microsoft, I would actually say Sea of Thieves. I don't know. Sea of Thieves look good. Ubisoft has got to be steep. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of extreme sports. But
it's the crashes.
Yeah, the crashes. Sony. That's a tough one because Sony's got a lot there.
Yeah, it sure does.
Go fuck yourself. I'm just gonna say Crash Bandicoot Remastered because Crash is the first game I played. I wanted to see it come back for so long, even as a remaster, and I'm so happy about that. But if we want to go by actual trailers that were revealed, I'd probably say Resident Evil 7. And Nintendo, there were a lot of games. There was so many. There were so many Zelda. But anyway, what do you think? What would be your favorites?
EA, Titanfall 2, Bethesda, Dishonored 2, Microsoft, Recore, Ubisoft, Steep or Fractured Butthole, Sony, probably either Horizon or The Last Guardian, and Nintendo Zelda.
I don't know why, but the fact that you just said Ubisoft, probably Steep or Fractured Butthole. Somebody listening in just through the window, somebody walks by your door and just Travis, what are you talking about? Nothing.
Fractured buttholes.
Oh, we're just talking about ruptured anuses. Nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically
New
that was
game Square Enix conference. Psych, they didn't have a conference.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, best game E3, Dead Island 2 wasn't even there.
Yeah. Anyway, basically that was E3. It was a really good. That was a really good like little show. I'm like looking forward to next year. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to do for next year's one, even though it's going to be a while.
I'm excited for September and October because they're going to butt fuck those months with.
Well, September,
games.
October, and November necessarily, because November's always like that 1 year time of the year for gaming. That's just like everything's coming out.
But both like Recore and Final Fantasy 15 are coming out in September. There's a lot of stuff coming in October. Infinite Warfare, no, Infinite Warfare is November. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Anyway.
Oh yeah, so basically, that was really that was a lot of fun. We'll probably do it. Hopefully, we'll.
Best conference Ubisoft. I called it, huh?
Sony. I really like Sony's.
I didn't.
Yeah, I know you
okay.
didn't. I know you didn't.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, you fucking faggot. Basically.
Hey, that's uncalled for, you fucking faggot.
You're no better, mate. Anyway,
why do you gotta use obscene language?
Well, why do you need to use that obscene language? I
don't use obscene language.
I was actually gonna respond with your obscene language, but
you're an obscene language.
But yeah, basically,
it's subjective. My foot up your ass.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been going on for 2 hours, so I think we should just end this here. And my life. Schedule.
All right.
So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to DGGrevolution in the description. If you are a fan of video game and anime like stuff. Mostly anime because he doesn't do video games very often anymore. I'm
thinking about doing a video of why I don't do game videos much anymore.
Because you're a weeb.
Well, that too, but it's a long story. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, basically, go and subscribe to his channel now. Links in description. Also,
like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, basically like, comment, subscribe.
In the description for the full script of the Rebellion story.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put that in there when he gives me it. But yeah, basically also subscribe to my channel for future Let's Plays and the review of the David Cage trilogy when it comes out. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.
Bye, losers.